everyone. This is Kathy Mason from MasonWorks Marketing here on Conscious Business Zone with my new friend, Jesse Kalsi. Hi, Jesse. How are you?
Hi, morning. How are you, Kathy? It's very nice to be here.
Oh, I'm so excited to learn from you today. And I feel like I have so much to learn
Thank you.
because it seems so complicated what you do. You are an numerologist, which
That
is
is
I've
correct.
used
Yes.
a numerologist before, but
Yeah.
what is an astronumerologist?
Oh, that's a great question. So, numerology has many schools of basic numerology, right? But as you well know, there's one tradition here in the Americas. There's something practiced by the Greeks, the East Indians, the Hebrews, and all that. So, astronumerology is a very Vedic tradition. It's been out for more than 5,000 to 6,000 years. It comes from traditional India. And what happens in this kind of numerology, we associate numbers and planets.
Okay.
That's a basic numerology from one to number nine, and then each number has a planetary association. So, say for example, number one, like your number is one, is I know one of those numbers, a lucky number. That's rising sun, and so that's Sun. Or number five is Mercury, or number nine is Mars, or number seven is Neptune, or number four is Uranus, or three is Jupiter. So it's like that. It's kind of all associated with planetary energy. And so what happens is, so when you connect the numbers and the planets together in astronumerology, we get a better understanding of situations. So for let me give you an example, right? And I give it all the time. So see, there's one combination. So number one and number eight, as per Vedic tradition, these numbers don't gel together at all. I mean, they're father and son in the Vedic system.
I
But
see.
one is light, one is the light, one is the darkness. So they always oppose each other. And so if this energy happens to be on your residence, say, for example, the number 1, 8, 18, or with a zero or in some form. So what happens is that'll invite the energy of, cuts, injuries, accidents, family quarrel, legal trouble, a whole bunch of, it'll come right to the door. But if you are employed as a law enforcement person, you work for the government, you work for the FBI, or you work for the police, or whatever, right? You'll be successful there. Or if you're a medical professional, anything with the medical profession, you'll be successful. But personally, you still be challenged. So that's how this energy is just one example, how that works. And then how we fix it, then we'll talk about that a little later.
Okay, so there that assumes that there's an order to all things here in the material. So
Yeah.
so that's what I guess I want to start there because your interest in this, you became interested in this because of you saw the truth in it. Is that what how did you start with this study? Because
Yeah.
it's different. They adding the planets to the numerology. I mean, because people add up, my
Numbers. Yeah.
birth date and
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
When I came to America, Kathy, many years ago, I was, like most immigrants, you just kind of get lost and you struggle and you don't know where to go. And then in my case, more than a turban on my head, which is always there. So, but I had, honestly, by the grace of God, I'm so grateful to the universe, right? I had this very basic knowledge at that time. And I was kind of groping in the dark here, trying to find my way out, right? I just started working with numbers, very basic information is what I had at that time. And I remember I moved into an apartment number 20. I didn't move in, actually. That was given to me by the guides, and that was one of my lucky numbers. And,
Cool.
and then, I mean, and then as time passed, things started, changing, improving, from having nothing to suddenly, going up, right?
Yeah.
And then what happened was, as time passed, I got connected to people for very mysteriously, and that crowd kept getting bigger, bigger, bigger. And then, what happens is you learn a lot from the people who consult you too.
Right.
you
Right.
see. And so that whatever I knew was being refined all the time, it got better and better and better. But I absolutely believe, I have complete faith in it, because I have experienced it myself and I follow it very seriously.
So when what have you seen though that I mean, you've seen people change their residence or change their business address and have a whole different experience, right? The
Mhm.
same
Yeah.
business moves to a different office space, which a lot of us, I closed down my office space during the beginning of all of this because
Hmm.
I had three offices,
Hmm.
conference room, and no one was going to come.
Yeah.
so so what but my numbers were the same numbers almost as my home
Mm.
in my office space. So my numbers are 4424 at
Hmm.
my home.
Hmm.
and my old office was 244 and
Yeah.
246.
Yeah. See, so 4424, so you have a lot of Uranus energy, right? Because your numbers are strong, you can handle this. But I can tell you 4424, right? This
Uh-huh.
energy, it works for about 5 years, and then after 5 years, it starts coming down, right? So it is a good idea to patch this, to move it a little bit. We can talk later.
Okay.
How
Okay.
long have you been here?
Yeah, 20 years.
Yeah, this could be improved a little bit, and we tweak up. Yeah, I think
That
that's the reason you're talking. You're going to put it up now, pick it up.
That's good. That's good. Well, so I know I told you before we went on that before I started Conscious Business Zone, I had already done the numerology with someone on it.
Mm-hmm.
We do the astro numerology, but we did, and we tried a bunch of different names, but
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't pulled the trigger yet. It was like, okay, I'm all set when I'm ready. And then
Yeah.
something just, I think the universe just sort of, either it's your biorhythms or
Yes, it is.
it's your biorhythms.
Mm-hmm. You'll attract the right people at the right time, right? Your intuition kicks in, and they come right in. So now your business goes by Mason Works, right?
Right,
Mason.
right.
Okay. So I've seen the
Uh-oh.
Mason. Yeah. So
Well,
I've seen.
my website's MasonWorks Marketing. I added
Okay.
not good.
Yeah. So Mason Works is seven. I can do right now. So there's what's 20 and 20. Okay. So it's two. It's moon twice. So moon twice is moon twice again. I mean, yeah, you can hold that energy. So you have a 22 on your date of birth, then you have another 2020, another 22 here too, which is very interesting.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I know I'm weird, but so did you find when you did this for yourself that you were able to make a lot of changes so that your life was better?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Many changes. I moved to properties, and I made many changes. I had, but now because of COVID, we kind of more homebound, all of us, right? But
Right.
I absolutely believe in this, and I made personal changes, like you said, yes, homes and whatever. And then for the clients that I worked with over the years, whoever was sent to me, I worked with them, and by the grace of God, they've all made money. All the equities are up. So that is very satisfying. It makes me very happy, to see people successful, right? I mean, when they
Right.
consult you and become successful, it's a very good feeling.
It makes sense. It makes sense,
Yeah.
a lot of sense that there is an unseen pattern that's
Yeah.
running all of this. And if the key to it, the dictionary for
Hmm.
it is numerology,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then you add the planetary, the physical, the seen
Hmm.
versus the unseen.
Yeah.
I have a friend who just passed. At the very beginning, well, a while at the beginning of the year, that she used to say that eight was really, really important, and
Okay.
that she felt that the system left out the eight. Have
Hmm.
you ever heard that?
Yeah. Good. So you see, number eight. The Chinese love the number eight, right? I mean, I believe it's pronounced in a very lucky way. But I can tell you something. Vedic tradition, number eight represents the planet Saturn. Excuse me.
Saturn.
So
Okay.
Saturn is kind of cold. It moves slowly, right? It moves slowly, and Saturn is very happy with more Mercury, which is the number five, which you have. You have Mercury in your numbers, which also means that more like the middle of now as you move forward, right? Financially, you're going to make more money. I can tell you right now. But then number eight, a lot of people, what they do, I've had clients who write number eight and put it in their wallets. Ladies would carry it in their bags. Hoping that it'll attract all. No, it doesn't work like that. See,
Oh,
if you have a eight date of birth, right, I'm telling you, that's with my experience and with what I do. A number eight, right, will always pull another eight or a number four, and you won't even know about it, right? And when you start pulling more fours and eights, right, then what happens is it starts sinking down. It's like this. This I made a video on a company called Solyndra. This came out many years ago when President Obama was the president, and
uh-huh.
the White House at that time had invested in a company called Solyndra right here in the city where I live in Fremont. And then I looked at the name of the company, right? It was a number eight. And then because it's not far from here, so I just kind of drove around and the four buildings and all the times when President Obama came here and the day he signed those, I just knew that the 4 and the 8 was just kind of coming so strong, and in no time it sunk. The company went straight down.
And
So
that's because of the name?
yeah, the name and what it attracted. It attracted a lot of 4 and 8. I mean, if the White House is pumping so much money in there, it was an energy company, right?
Oh,
So but my point is just to explain the principle of 4 and 8, right? I mean, I'm
right,
sure the
right.
smart, wise people, they sit in the best office in the world. I mean, and they know what they're doing. But that principle has to be obeyed, right? It doesn't. It's pretty much same for everybody. But then also, I've seen a lot of 8 people, right? They, the late in the initial parts they'll struggle, right? And if they marry early, say before the age of 28, then they always marry again after 30. I've seen this happening all the time with number eights, right? All the time. They are more happy if they marry later. That there's more stability in the relationship. But if
Oh,
they but a lot of them, because they're kind of little good looking too, and they attract and then they trip all the time.
oh,
But
oh.
but for them, the best numbers that work with 8 energy, I've researched it for many years, is like the number one, which is Sun or Jupiter, 3, 5, 6. So these numbers work. And then on an eight, so if you have an 8 date of birth, then your name should be balanced as per these numbers. So you always, you're harmonized with your basic energy. Otherwise, you'll constantly keep attracting the wrong colors. You would drive black cars, which is not a good
Wow.
thing.
Wow, this is fascinating because I mean I do believe in all of this, but I didn't know how detailed because you're getting much more detailed than
Hmm.
I knew about. I mean originally when we before we came on we were talking about jewels, and I
Yeah.
did have a reading with that using jewels.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
had rings on almost every finger
Mhm.
for a while with
Yeah,
all of my jewels, but
yeah,
then after a while I was like I'm not even sure. I couldn't tell.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, so you mentioned jewels based on your numbers, like I said earlier. Even a green jade will be really good for you. Some emerald, heart chakra will be good for you, or even try a ruby as well at some point, right? So you don't need too many. You just need the right ones. That's it.
Right,
Because
right.
there
I
are
used
too
to
many.
wear a ruby here and a peridot here, and
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, but try a ruby. I'm telling you, definitely. You'll feel that sun shining right behind you. It'll pick you right up.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So
rubies are nice.
yeah.
I thought my the traditional gem for September is sapphire, is blue.
No, it's not like that. It's more detailed. It's more exact.
Yeah. Okay.
Changes in days and times. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. So next question I got for you is about your cell phone number. So
yeah.
we're talking about numbers and we're talking about, when you get a cell phone, sometimes they let you pick your number, but sometimes they don't. And should you add up all the numbers to
No,
see where the numbers are?
yeah, no, I wouldn't do that. No, I would look at numbers, for cell phones, because cell phone is communication, right? You're
Right.
talking communication, and communication comes more with the planet Mercury, which is a number five. So if you have a phone which has more number fives in it, right? Fives coming more, and then a few of your own basic numbers is how I'll go.
Oh, okay.
It's very simple. But see,
Okay.
yeah, but if you have if your energy doesn't match well with the number 8 or 9, if you have too much of those, then you'll get these nuisance calls all the time. You know how it is. People bother you.
Well, and then also bank account numbers. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
those
bank account is very
yeah.
important.
So the you don't really get to pick these when you go to open up an account. I mean, they don't really say what number do you want. They may ask you what check number you want, but they don't ask you what number you want.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, some years ago they did, because there were a lot of Oriental people here. Just walk in and they wanted your business and say, okay, we'll go through these numbers and tell us what you want, right? But now they've kind of become a little more stricter. So if you go into a bank, like just like you said, they'll have a computer generated number for you. But I'm telling you, those numbers on bank accounts absolutely matter. And more than that, so what I suggest is, so before you step into a bank, so it's important to know how the name of the bank is vibrating, right?
Okay.
So if that energy is vibrating with your basic energy, and then look at the number on the door where you're entering, right? If that number is vibrating with your energy, then
Uh-huh.
you pick the day See, in your case, I'd say more Wednesday is really good, right? Wednesday, or you know, or a day when the sun is kind of stronger. I'll pick that. Well, Sunday you can't, but I'll go more Wednesday. Thursday it will work too. So these days, and you look at the number on the door, and you look at the name of the bank, and if that name of the bank is vibrating with your basic energy, then you step in, and then there's a better chance of getting lucky with the number. Yes.
So how much of this is your psyche? How much of this is this is what I want to get people to understand, is that there is a opportunity to flow with what is rather than try to reinvent the wheel. But how much of it is you decide that that's right for you, and then you get excited and you use that
Yeah,
energy?
it's just how the universe connects with us, right? Sometimes they'll it depends on our own intuition, right? Maybe something just feel, no, I have to go right there. So if your intuition tells you go right there, then just go right there and don't listen to nobody. You know how it is.
Yep.
But if you are confused, then do what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay. So
yeah,
this is guiding principles of how everything really works,
yeah.
and so it's a guidebook. So your new book, you just wrote a wonderful book that
You,
I'm really enjoying, called "All About Numbers: Attract Luck, Abundance, and Joy Based on Your Numbers."
yeah.
Um, and this is your second book, I think, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, second book.
Right. So who is this book best for? Who did you write this book for? For me?
Yeah, I mean, it's a modern day guide for numerology, right? So you see, it has a lot of information. There's a lot of basic stuff. It talks about pets. It talks about bank accounts. It talks about basic numbers, how they work, and there are many examples of how energy has keeps changing with the people that I've met over the years. So it's a very practical guide to which I think everyone should, I mean, read, right, and
Huh.
just try to get a handle on things and understand it a little better. Look at a different, have a different perspective of numbers, and
Right.
yeah, it's
Right.
information. Yes.
Well, so the book though is it are you almost need a course with it. I
Mhm.
feel like I'm doing it and it's like, did I do that right? Do
Yeah,
you
it
know?
is. Yeah, because it took me many years to gain this information and put it in this book, right? So it's a little overwhelming for people. I do understand that.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it does. Yeah.
So you just brought up something that I am curious about, because you said something about pets.
Mhm.
So, so do you actually, I adore my two cats.
Yeah.
I got them through, I got them, they were in another home and I'm the
Oh.
mom.
Uh,
Um, but there's this cosmic relationship with these.
yeah. 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 Oh, that's so beautiful.
And but I don't know what day they were born,
Uh
because
huh.
they were 4 years old when I got them, and all of that. Are you suggesting that we know a little bit about their birth date before we, like, if we went to the pound or the Humane Society and got a an animal, do we have to know the birth date of the animal, or is it more about the name of
I
the
think
animal?
it says more about the name. What name you call them. Yeah. For pets, it's more about the name because the pets will, they'll attract you too. See, they know who they want to go to. And I think they're way more intuitive than us, right? So
Oh yeah. Oh
yes, they've picked you because they like your energy. I'm sure they give you a lot of information too. They protect you when you sleep at night. So
yeah.
uh,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
but just the name and the pets, what all I say. The name is important. How you say the
Well,
name.
one of my pet's name was Hexie because she has an extra digit on her paw,
Uh-huh.
and I that felt like that felt like horrible, so we renamed her Lexi,
So Lexoie.
Lexie.
Okay.
Yeah, and the other one's name is Pele. She came named Pelle.
Okay, so Pelle. So
They're
Lexi.
like the god from Hawaii.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know that. So the LEXIE is 5, 10, 15, 16, and 19. Yeah, that's very good. Lexi is really good. That vibrates with your number one sun energy. And Pele here is 5, 10, and 6, 16, and 8 is 24. Yeah, that's pretty good. Both numbers are really good. Very, they are happy
Yeah.
numbers. Happy numbers.
Uh, well, and but would you like if that wasn't a good name for them? Would you suggest that I change the name? Is that how
I would
this
just
works?
add a little alphabet, because I don't want to change the pronunciation. You add a little here and there. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay. That's interesting. Okay. And then so the other question is when people are in like sports games
Yeah, yeah,
and they've got a number on their jersey, and
yeah.
like for me, I love 22. I like twos and fours. I always do. Even though 5 is my basic number, I like twos and fours.
Hmm.
So if I get a jersey, I would want it to have 22 or 44 on it,
Hmm.
or 24. Um, is that does that affect my success in
Yes. If you're playing a sport, I'd suggest you wear a 24. Much better.
see, and I would pick that.
Yeah, 24 would be, because the reason is because your energy 22nd it just steps into Libra, right? And so what happens is with the energy of Libra, right? It has the influence of Venus, which is number 6, and it also has a mild influence of Saturn, which is number 8. So I'd go with the major planet, which is number 6, and 2 and 4 by itself is very good. So I think that'll be very good for you. I wouldn't pick a 44 for sure, no. And I even
Oh,
on
you
Jersey,
were
I wouldn't avoid a 20, but at 24, yes, absolutely yes on that one.
okay. And
And
then what happens if like do you advise people when they're playing sports? I mean, if a professional basketball player came to you.
oh, of course, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, you can look at jersey numbers. See what happens is, we all know that sports is big business, right? But then
Right.
to be a successful sportsman, right, you have to have the talent, right? That's important. You have to
Yeah.
have the talent, and then to polish the talent, you have to work very hard, right? But then after the hard work comes your luck. See, now that is the luck part is very, very important. I'm sure there are a lot of talented and very hardworking people who tried but never got anywhere. See how it
Right.
is?
Right.
Well, something blocked them somewhere. So then the jersey number is what I would say. The jersey number or the name of the team where you're going to play or whoever picks you up, right? So that's very important. But the jersey number, yes. If you look at Michael Jordan, right? He has a 17th date of birth, I think 17th Jan, and he had a 23 on his jersey number. But maybe he just knew about it or it just came to him by chance. But see, 5 and 8 is absolute. It's like wearing an uh, emerald and a blue sapphire. Just connect so beautifully. you
Wow.
know? Yeah, it's magical. It's absolutely magical. So that's
And
how it
he
goes.
is. He
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
My goodness. Well, everybody wants that kind of magic. I mean, that's why I was asking about office numbers and I mean phone numbers, all the things that people this is conscious business zone and the
Hmm.
these conscious leaders that have small businesses or even middle-sized businesses that watch this show, a lot of them are spending a lot of their energy in helping their employees as much as their clients. They,
Exactly,
they try
exactly.
to they try to really be a servant leader. So what I'm hoping is that we give them tools and ideas of how they can help themselves.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I've had, by the grace of God, I've had an opportunity to work with many companies here in the Silicon Valley. People
Yeah,
come in and have these new corporations set up and names and all that. So that's been going on for quite some time. And yeah, and name's very important. See, the company name is very important. The place where the company is situated is, well, of course, now most people working from their houses, right? But
right.
these things are absolutely very, very important. But then also we should not forget, right, that see, we are not lucky every day. You know, see, we all have our time, right? It's like, see, like
Yeah.
I'm born on April the 3rd, so I have a lot of Mars energy. Three and 9 are my numbers, and if you see, I this book all about numbers. With the Chaldean code, it adds up to my number, which is a number 9.
Uh-huh.
I love to wear this kind of color all the time because this is Mars energy, right? And then I
Oh,
like to wear this kind of a stone all the time, a red coral, because
right.
it's my energy. See, I still stay with that. I mean, I don't experiment too much. I just stay with my own energy. So that is my point. And then also the other thing is I am not lucky every day either, right? Because my energy works better in springtime or now as the last few months come in, right?
Interesting. Interesting. Yeah.
This is for everybody. So if even if you work on numbers and make changes, you shouldn't expect that we're going to keep making money and money and money. No, it's not going to happen like that. But definitely, it'll pick you up. It'll pick you up, and It'll you things will change. And then in a business, you see, we deal with all kinds of people, and their numerologies also matter, you know
Right, right. Oh, yeah. So, and is that a consideration if you were advising me as a business, to have a partnership,
hmm
you found their numbers, or even my relationship,
oh,
where
absolutely crucial.
his number, my number, and then you'd go,
Yeah, 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 yeah. Relationship, absolutely, yeah. It's so important, right? We connect with people who complement you, right? And that numbers are so even if you have those little tiffs all the time, you still kind of stay together, right?
right,
That
right,
is very, very important. And I see
right.
this all the time with the young people, and even older people who find new relationships, right? So,
Well, I think this is the time. I mean, you mentioned that a lot of people are working from home, and all of a sudden, if you are in a relationship or a family, you've got everybody all around. You what before you just went to the office.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
And now and we're coming up on Thanksgiving in America is a traditional American holiday that
Yes.
everybody's going to be around the table, and it can be very stressful for
Yes, yes, very true, very true. Everyone's so complicated, right? I'm different. It's just a different. We are on a different level. We all know that. I mean, this is what I'm trying to tell you is known to the whole world, right? But it's all about balancing energies and knowing your time. And there are times when the best thing is to just keep quiet. Like sometimes I just keep quiet. It's so much fun to just keep quiet and know it's not your time, Mr. Kalsi. So just keep quiet, right? At home, you know how it is. So be
yeah.
nice to your children, be nice to your wife, and just say buy them good things, and be happy.
So I have a friend that's watching that wants to know if she can get some guidance. What would be the best way? Would I ask her for a birth date?
Yeah, yeah. Ask her for her
In
birthday.
okay,
Yeah,
I'll do that real quick.
sure.
Okay. Seeing people change. Oops, sorry. Okay. Okay. There we go. Okay. We'll see. I mean, I could bring her on if you wanted, but
Absolutely. I'd love to talk to her. Absolutely.
oh, I don't know. Really? Do you want me to do that? I can do that.
Whatever is good for you. I mean, whatever you make most of the time.
Well, I think it's fun. I mean, this is such a wonderful way to have other tools to guide us
Yeah.
because we're in such a chaotic time. And
Mhm.
let's see if she gave us some. Did it go? Let's see. Let me PM her real quick. Let's see. We'll see if we can get her
Okay.
on real quick. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens. In the meantime, you and I can keep talking.
Yeah. Okay.
This will be fun. Okay,
Yeah, it is. It is. And then
that is. Okay, so the reason I was asking is I really think I'm feeling I mean, at the very beginning of the lockdown, there seemed to be this, fear of death and all, I mean, just confusion and change. But now what we're seeing is we're really seeing people being polarized,
yeah,
where there's so much conflict. There's so many people taking a stand and not really listening to the other people. They're basically taking a position and protecting it rather than negotiating.
that's
And
true.
so, what is that part of this whole time period? This whole
Yes, it is. It's just because of this situation, COVID-19 is it rattled all of us, right? But as
yeah,
we get into the year 2022, there'll be you just watch there'll be more happiness. There'll be less of this discord is going to slowly start moving away. And
okay,
there'll be a better flow of money too in this new year.
yes,
I
yes,
feel that people will be a lot happier. But this energy of COVID, with whatever little I know, I think it's going to be would lag into the last quarter of 2022, and then from there, I feel it'll start, you know, uh, disappearing because as it comes into the 2023, then those numbers start kind of flowing better with each other because COVID-19 has a lot of Uranus energy, and
Okay.
yeah, but it'll start diluting with time. But the year 2022, I'm telling you, it'll be a happier year, much happier year. Just
Yeah,
watch.
you can already feel it. It's
Yeah,
because people have decided.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so Denise wrote, Denise is in England, in London, and
Okay,
she's April 12th, 1966.
okay. And so you asked Denise what is the number outside her house?
Oh, what's the number outside your house, Denise? Mm-mm-mm. Let's see what happens.
So
It's
that's
if I would have known, I could have brought people
okay.
in.
No worries. I mean, we
We'll
can also look at it anyway.
we'll do this again where I do bring people in for you.
Yeah, no worries, no
It'll
worries.
be fun.
6. So that'll be for 70, 30, and then 21. That'll be 34 and 21 is 55. So she's in her 56th year, which is moon energy. So moon works for her. Yeah, so her time right now is, so what happens is as she moves forward, after the 21st of this month, as Jupiter steps in, it's very expansive, it's positive energy. I think she's heading into a very good time for the next 6 7 months to make money. And but the only thing is I just wanted to know where she lives, so
Okay, well, I asked, but I
okay.
wondering will there be any a time? Okay, so I told her birthday. I replied, but I don't see her. I don't see her house
No
number.
worries, but I'm sure she's watching us and she's watching
Yes.
me here. So Denise, it all looks good. I mean, your numbers are very strong, and so as you move forward, I mean, more after the 20, I say the energy is already is there now, and if you've invested in, if you made some investments like what's happening right now, you know what's happening in the world, right? So if you made some investments, right, they're going to really bloom, and you'll pick up the energy more after the 21st of November, which is not far from now.
So do you usually have people? You do private sessions,
Yes,
and
I do.
you have a lot of people that do they come back over and over again? Do they? I mean, is it something that you can learn in one session, or
No, see, the thing is, there's so much information that I mean, people keep asking me all the time, that why don't you teach? Why? I said there's so much to, is there that I know I'm not reached at that point right now where I can stand up and teach everything, or maybe it's, or maybe I can, but I'm just waiting for the right time. I don't know. I'm a little, I mean, we write some more books and then maybe do it, So it's
no?
there.
We can talk about that. I can help
Yeah,
you. Okay, so Denise put that her house number is 104A.
104A.
Yeah, at first she put 104, and then
Uh,
she put the link didn't work, by the way. Oh, I'll try again. It said invite. I'll try again. Yeah, I feel like I'm doing three things at once here.
Yeah. So if it is a 104A, that's all right. But if it
Yeah.
is only a 104, then that energy only works for about 5 years. So, but
Oh,
104A is will hold, or you can stay
that's
there.
what you said about my house too, and I've been here over 20.
Yeah, yeah. But we can patch it. We can just change the patch a little bit, and then it'll keep
What does
climbing.
it mean, patch it?
Okay, patching is my trademark, right? So what we do is, if your home number is not in flow with your basic energy, which is your date of birth, then we use a small number, which is a sticker, and the idea being to shift the energy. You know how it is, but we don't want to confuse the mailman at the same time. But we move the energy, to kind of make it flow better with the occupants. So because
Oh,
the
so you
numbers,
put it like on the door knocker, not on the.
yeah, or maybe with the numbers. wherever the numbers are, put a smaller number, than the existing numbers. So
Okay.
it'll hide, but it'll change.
Okay.
So, mhm.
Okay. Well, that's great. So, yeah. So I gotta talk to you later and find out what numbers.
Sure, sure. No worries, no
But
worries.
I
Absolutely.
really believe all of this. I think that makes total sense. It makes total sense that there's I didn't do regular astrology, but numerology has always seemed like it's very powerful.
Yeah,
And I think it's because of the unseen world has to be orderly to be able to create all of this. It seems
exactly. An
right,
order. Absolutely.
right.
The word orderly, it's the universe wants a certain order, right? And that's where you use numbers. So yes, absolutely. That's the right word.
Yeah. Okay. So let's ask a couple more questions if you or
Sure,
if you want
sure.
to talk about it. I mean, um, we're in a period right now where the world is really changing. The I think that we've shifted so many for the better is
Hmm.
I'm going to say.
Yes, of
I'm not
course.
sad about the changes. I think we were going too fast to externally
Mhm,
focused. Now we're more internally focused, and we
mhm,
have the chance to make a new world. And
mhm.
let's see what she says. Um, okay, it's not opening for some reason. Okay, anyway,
Okay.
it's not coming in the back.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah.
So what I'm wondering, I know that you've done some stuff about our American politics, but
Yeah.
is there, and we could start there, but I also want to know about the world. I'm finding that I am working with all these cool people like Denise from England. I mean, there are people all over. I'm working. I have friends in Bali. I have friends in India. I have friends in England. It's so
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah. It is. It is. Absolutely, it is. I mean, see
I
now
think
the business,
we're
now
back
everything is global now. I mean, we are because of the internet, right? We're all connected now. Wherever
yeah.
we are, and
Well, so tell us about if you have some idea or stories. I know that there's something that you could share about the White House.
yeah, of course, White House. Yeah, you will talk about the White House, but before that, I'll tell you something very interesting. I just
Okay.
this one gentleman here. I won't name him, right? He's a congressman now, right? He's a local congressman from here, and he's East
Uh-huh.
Indian descent, right? So I think
Okay.
he's born and raised in America. So one time I happened to meet him here in an event, right? So a friend of mine introduced me to him and said, "Oh, he's so and so and blah blah blah." So whatever this is what I do. So he was a little. He looked at my face, was a little inquisitive. So he makes a round, comes back to me, and then my friend was there too. So he says, tell me." I said, "What?" Yeah, I said, "What's your date of birth?" So it was like just like yours, 13th of September, right? And so I said, "You know what? You have some breathing problems." So he looked at his friend. He said, "Did you tell him?" He said, "I don't even know you have breathing problems." So he was kind of shocked, right? So, but it's kind of very. I mean, these kind of people do come in, right? And they all then once in a while they always try to, But I can tell you how this is how it works. Now going back to the White House, right? See the number of the White House, 1600, and I've written that in my book as well. So the number is 16, right? So you got Sun and Venus, so 1 and 6 and two zeros amplifier. So these numbers, they don't work well together.
Really?
Yeah. So
So
six.
it's seven. It's seven.
No, no, no. It's 1 and a 6, right? It's 16. So you've got two planets there. You've got Sun, it's got Venus, and then you've got
Oh,
two
okay,
zeros
okay,
amplifier.
okay. Yeah,
And of course, if you add it up, it's a 7. But it's
yeah,
a very challenging 7. So if you have a number like this on your house, right? And if that is not your energy, you're guaranteed you're going to have problems waist downwards. You're going to be sick. I've seen it all the time. And it's a place for deception and trickery, of lies and cheating, right? So that is the energy that sits there. It's good for maybe say if it is a food business, or something with beverages, or it's, it'll do well there. But also if it is a house, right, you have to be very careful in the kitchen cooking because you might burn your hands there too.
wow.
There's that kind of energy that emanates from the White House. And I just put it here because I knew some people might find it very absurd and funny, but I said, who cares? I'm going to say what I want to say.
Uh-huh.
And then, but this energy, see, 1600, see what is happening right now. See, with President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris, they're both born on our 20th, right? But interestingly, that 20 does work with this energy.
Okay.
20 does work. right? It works with that energy. But I still very strongly feel that if you switch that six around and make it a nine, right?
Uh-huh.
Six around to a nine, so we get 1900. When that what that does is the sun and Mars. Sun and Mars are both warm planets, right? And that's what you want. You want a strong address on the White House, and it is the most powerful office on this earth, right? And you
Right.
want the sun shining there constantly. So whatever comes out, the world leaders respect the president. The people believe whatever comes from there. You see, there's no confusion, no doubt.
So how do you change the address on the White House?
I
Can
know.
you give them those little numbers somewhere to put?
No, no, no. They have to, Well, what happens is name changes, address changes are not easy, I can tell you, but it is a wide, it'll be a different story. But what happens is it has to go to the local fire department and the
Oh,
city. So they have to approve it because they have a certain order. Numbers are all situated in a certain way. But
okay. I got another person gave me their information. You ready?
sure.
Her name's Anna, and she's wonderful. January 5th, 1977,
Uh huh.
and her house number is 8717.
8717. Okay. So January the 5th. So her name was Sana, you said?
Xana, Z
Zana.
H
Okay.
A
Zana.
N Xana.
Okay, got it. Zana. Hi, Zana. So Zana was born January the 5th, 1977. And yeah, she's a pretty smart young lady. She's got a lot of Mercury and she has a lot of Venus. So that is very good numbers. And and so what's coming up now? I think after the middle of next month, her luck's going to get even better. So 1977 to now would be 3 is 80 plus 20 plus 21. That'd be 44, 45. So she has to be a little cautious with her health.
Okay.
But the year 2022 as a year is a good year for her.
Okay. Do you want to know her whole name so you could check her name? It's Zhanna Kozar, Kozoar. Excuse me, Kozar.
Of course, not okay.
Yeah.
Zhanna. So Zhanna is 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, and 7 is 17 and 7 is 24. Okay. Kozar is Ko 7, 8, 9, 10, 17, 18, 19. So okay, so that's 4 and a 3 here, and 4 and a 3 with it. So maybe if she has a middle initial, I don't know if she has one. She could add a middle initial here, but I don't know what that is. But
Oh,
her
do you
first
have a
name.
middle initial, Santa? I don't see an answer yet.
Okay, yes, I mean she might need a little bit something there in the middle, but her first name Zana is really good, really really good.
Middle name. I don't know anyone else named Santa.
Yeah, but her basic her date of birth is very powerful.
She does not have a middle initial.
She doesn't have one.
No. Do you want to give her one?
No, 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 the middle initials typically come from the mother or the father, and their first names. That's how they
Right.
come. I
Right.
much prefer the mothers, because you come from the mothers, and mothers. I just we've done it in the past. I did it with there's one gal in Hollywood. She we made a name change for her. I mean, just a middle initial many years ago, and she's doing really well. She's an actress in Hollywood.
That's
So
all.
yeah, yes, something like that. I just that's what I suggested a little, but then for her again, Emerald's really good for her, but just like yours, Mercury is very strong and Venus is very strong, but she is one lucky girl, I can tell you that.
Oh, did you hear that? That's so cool.
Yeah.
You're very, very, very lucky. And does she need to wear green too?
Yeah, green's a good color. Green's very good color for her. She
Okay.
should avoid the color red, Mars, and she should drive a car like like a darker, like a blue car, like a Montreal blue, that's more like this third eye chakra.
Okay.
Yeah, this chakra color, it's like an indigo blue or a darker blue,
That's so cool.
Montreal blue. But please don't drive a red. Or, avoid a black. Black might work, but avoid a black or a red. Absolute no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wonderful. Okay. And that is that the same for me too then? It sounds like because I drive a silver car.
Yeah, silver, no, silver will work, and you can also drive a darker blue because see, you step into Venus, right, and that color blue would also work for you. A dark,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. But sometimes I drive an orange car.
Orange is more second chakra, maybe not. Yeah. I'll be honest with you. Yeah,
I
yeah,
like the car, but I don't the
yeah,
color.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's fun. Okay, so is I want to make sure that people we want to see if there's other things. You talked a little bit about the White House and the number on the White House, but I wanted to ask about 2022
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
because I'm feeling the energies that we went through. We went through shock,
yeah,
we
yeah.
went through sadness, then we and anger, sadness. There's
Mhm.
still anger processing, but we're on our way to more a loving, caring.
Recovery. 2022 is about recovery. You know,
Oh,
we
it
we
is. Okay, good.
recover. We're going to recover in 2022. You know, and just watch. It'll be a lot happier, a lot happier. You know, there'll be more travel. You know, the things will open up. You know, we'll be able to mingle a little more with each other. You know, Venus rated businesses will go up, and maybe I think women will be spending more money in this year, 2022, right? And there'll be more happiness. There will be more. Just watch. There'll be more
Okay,
happiness. Yeah.
okay. Is it? Do you think because people are making better choices? See, that's what conscious business is about. Is making conscious choices.
Yeah, I'm sure they are. People are kind of more aware now, but just from a number perspective, because the energy of Venus repeating, right? It's always happy. Venus is
Okay.
always happy. More money will flow too. Just watch. More money will flow. More
Good.
money will flow.
We like that idea. And we
More
like the idea that we're going to be out of this heaviness.
heaviness. Yes, that will absolutely start.
So do you do any work or any concepts of multi-dimensional processes in your work, or is it all pretty much into the systems?
Well, this is what I do. I basically work with harmonizing energy, working with people, and then like I said earlier, I work with a whole bunch of other stuff. I also do energy work. I also work with the chakras too.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Work with the chakra energy. So when I talk to clients, see, before had you been calling me for a consultation, the first thing what I done was I would have done a little 5 minute centering with you. I work on your chakras, and then
Okay.
balance your energy a little bit, and then we
That's
just start
what I'm
talking.
do it. Do it. No, no,
Mhm.
not now. We don't. We
Yeah,
can do it.
yeah, 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 yeah. But that's what. So for me, the chakra system, the light switches inside the body are very important.
Right.
Those
Right.
glands in there are very important. So that balancing is, I do it all the time. I practice it too. I give it on to my clients as well. So I work with a lot of gemstones and I work with a lot of rudraksha beads. So these beads are, I'm sure you know what they are. They come from the Himalayas and grown on trees, and they have a little energy, they all of them carry, and they have different facets and different kinds. They're very powerful, and they are very powerful, and they come in different ranges, and
I
so I
bet.
use them myself, and I recommend them to people too, and they work magically, they do really well.
So
But
is that on your website?
there's no, it's not that. I mentioned that them in my book. Actually, I've talked about gemstones and chakras and
Right.
rudraksha beads. Yeah.
Right. 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 Right.
There.
Well, so is it like mala beads, kind of, or
Yes, mala bead, but they are in there. They're sold. Yeah, some come in malas too, but some are come in sold individually, singularly,
I
and
see.
they're worn around here, or some worn around here, because chakra system, all they be all the glands that work behind it, right? The
Right.
glandular energy. So it basically balances those glandular energy to kind of flow the energy up, because chakra, the light inside those seven light switches are very, very important. I'm telling you
Right.
right now.
Right.
And that chakra energy has to be balanced. It
Right.
has to be balanced. It's very important.
Right.
Successful in business, because what happens is just like a tree, right? They say, oh, where does the money come from? The money comes from the root chakra, the foundation,
Right.
right? So for the foundational energy, depending on what you have, see, for you, maybe you could wear a foundational this thing, a bead, maybe a 14 faceted bead would be very good for you. That's more root chakra. It opens up the root chakra more. You
Hmm.
know, like
Okay.
say, there are a lot of people, right? Say if they have to go to a court to face a legal matter, right? They'll carry a black tourmaline with them, in the pocket.
Right.
They carry a
Right.
black tourmaline. Again, why? Root chakra. Open up the root chakra, right? But then there are different beads that you can wear just to balance that energy. You know how it is?
Right.
Open a certain chakra, balance it. Open a chakra, balance it. So it goes like that. And
Right.
that and then it comes with business as well. There's certain beads that you can wear which are just magical for business, right? It's like, your thoughts kind of start flowing better. Your ideas come like that, things will start flowing more smoothly. Because end of the day, we're just human beings, right? We know what we know in this physical body. A lot's coming from there, right?
Right.
Connection
Exactly.
becomes stronger, becomes so much stronger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That sounds perfect. That and because that's what I mean. I do a meditation every morning to
Yeah.
align my chakras to bring in white light.
Okay.
And
Excellent.
then I do that when I work with customers. I actually we start a lot of times we open up our sessions when we're working with a prayer. So
Absolutely.
yeah, so
Absolutely.
that's the thing is how do you bring out the best in everybody? Well, use the system that was given to them, which
Yeah.
is their soul's choice, right?
hmm
We're divine beings, but
Absolutely.
we forgot.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
So we
Absolutely.
can remember now. You know what? Denise put in she put in her name. Do you want to do her name real quick and then
Sure.
we'll
Absolutely.
do
Denise
one
came
more? Is
earlier.
that okay?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. Okay. So it's Dinise, and she said I gotta put my glasses on. Sorry. H is her middle initial,
Uh-huh.
and then Chadwick, Chadwick.
Okay. So Denise H. And so what's her date of birth?
She was the first one we did.
April. Okay. Yeah. April the 12th. Hey.
Yes,
Yeah. She's April the 12th. Denise Chadwick.
my daughter in 1966,
Okay. Yeah.
and
I remember that. April 12th. Yeah. So,
my daughter's was April 14th.
okay. Okay. So Denise is H. Chadwick, and that was April the 12th.
Right.
So April the 12th. Okay. So we had that. April the 12th, so we had Mars and Sun Mars there. And then Denise would be 5, 10, 15, and 20 and 23. And Chadwick is 5. And so she is April the 12th, right? Are you sure?
Yeah, that's what she
The
said.
same. Okay. Okay. All right. Got it. Okay. Perfect. Okay. And then Chadwick is 5, 3, 8, 9, and 4 is 30, and 6, 19, 20, 23, 20, 25. Yeah. Okay. So that goes on to. Uh, okay. So she would be better off if she just goes Denise Chadwick.
Right. That's what she does.
Yeah. Okay.
Doesn't use the H. It was just you asked
Okay.
about
Yeah. Denise Chadwick's pretty good. It's got strong Jupiter energy, really good. She could wear ruby, be very good for her.
Ruby. Okay.
Ruby and gold. Ruby and gold.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah. Ring finger be very powerful. Very.
Oh. I hope Santa Claus needs to bring you that.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's more like she can wear it all the time, because her sun will be lifted and she can wear it all the time.
Well, she's in England, so she doesn't get the sun all the time, probably.
That's
So,
true.
she's in
Yeah. She needs
London.
more sun. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
it.
Oh, well, and
Mhm.
she's delightful. She has a show like this too. Maybe you can be on.
Yeah.
So
Sure. Absolutely.
that's why I tagged her on this.
Yeah.
Cool, cool. This is great. Thank you so much,
You're
Jesse.
most
This has
welcome.
been such a delight, and I want to make sure that everyone knows that if you want to learn more about this so that you can use this in your everyday life, you want to go on Jesse's website, Jesse Kalsi, KALSI.com, and learn about astronumerology, and then get his book all about numbers, attract luck, abundance, and joy based on your numbers. And Jesse, is there anything else? I mean, you're on LinkedIn, you're on Twitter, you're on everywhere.
Yeah, you can find me easily. Yeah, you can find me easily. And yeah, if you need to talk to me, you're most welcome. I'll be very happy to consult with you
Of
and
course.
give you my take on my life experience. And I'm sure you won't be disappointed. It'll help you in some way for sure. I can tell you that.
Oh, yes, this is delightful. Your energy is beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
This
you.
was so much fun because I do think this is a key to being in alignment. And all of this whole time period has been about aligning to who you really are so that your soul can embody more of your
Yes.
more of your light can come in this physical vessel, and all of these things make a difference.
Oh,
Every
that's very
single
true.
thing.
Absolutely wonderful. It's been so wonderful to be with you, Kathy.
Oh,
I'm so
sure.
grateful. I'm so grateful to be here, and
Me too.
I just really enjoyed being with you. I love your energy. It's beautiful.
Thank you. Ditto, ditto, ditto. We'll have to play again,
All
and
right.
next time I'll line people up, and then you can.
Okay.
Okay.
God willing. Absolutely.
Thank
Absolutely.
you
Bye.
so
Take
much.
care. Have a
Great.
great day. Have a great day.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye bye.